It was her. I saw her take it.
The billionaire's daughter was told to pick her new mother from a line of glamorous models. Everyone thought they knew who she'd choose, until she walked past them all and pointed at the black maid in the corner. The next words out of her mouth left the entire room frozen. Asterisk, the mansion glowed with gold and crystal that night. Every chandelier was lit, every champagne glass full. Richard Voss, billionaire and widower, had gathered the city's elite for one purpose: to find a new wife. But this wasn't just his choice, it was his daughter's. 8-year-old Lily, with her dark curls and wide hazel eyes, was the only person whose opinion could sway him. She had lost her mother 2 years ago, and since then, nothing had made her smile the same way. Richard believed the answer was beauty. He had invited the most glamorous models, tall, elegant women in shimmering gowns, to parade through the marble hall. They were charming, graceful, perfect. At least in the eyes of his guests. Lily sat on a small velvet chair at the center of the room, her feet not touching the ground, her hands folded in her lap. The women smiled down at her, their jewels catching the light, each one waiting for her approval dot from the far corner. The maid stood quietly, her black and white uniform stark against the gold of the room. Her name was Grace. She had been with the family for 5 years, moving through the halls unnoticed, cleaning up after parties like this one. She had never spoken more than a few words to the guests. But to Lily, Grace was the one who braided her hair in the morning, told her bedtime stories, and knew exactly how to make her laugh when the nightmares came. One by one, the models approached Lily, each leaning down to compliment her dress, to flash a smile, to touch her hair. Lily's expression didn't change. Her father watched from the side, his glass of wine in hand, confident she would choose someone who matched his vision of perfection. Finally, Richard spoke. "Well, sweetheart, which one should I take to dinner tomorrow? Which one could be your new mother?" The room waited. The guests leaned in. Lily looked at the row of women, then turned her head. She stood, her small shoes tapping on the marble, and walked straight past the line of models. Gasps followed her. She crossed the room to where Grace stood, hands clasped, eyes lowered. Without hesitation, Lily took Grace's hand. "This one," she said. The silence was sharp. Richard's glass froze halfway to his lips. The models exchanged tight smiles, unsure whether to laugh or be offended. Grace's eyes widened. "Lily," she began, but the little girl only squeezed her hand tighter. Richard stepped forward, his voice low, almost warning. "Sweetheart, she works for us. She's my family," Lily interrupted, her voice steady for the first time that evening. "She's the one who's here when I'm sick. She's the one who tucks me in. I don't want someone who just looks nice. I want someone who loves me." The words cut through the air like glass shattering. The guests shifted uncomfortably. A few lowered their eyes. Richard stared at his daughter, then at Grace. In that moment, he saw what he had been blind to. The way Grace's arm bent protectively around Lily. The way the girl leaned into her, as if she belonged nowhere else. Models faded into the background. Their beauty, though dazzling, felt suddenly hollow. Richard exhaled slowly. "Then," he said quietly, "I suppose I've been looking in the wrong place." Grace shook her head. "Mr. Voss, I never you've already been her mother in every way that matters," he said. "I just didn't see it." The party ended early that night. The chandelier still glowed, the marble still gleamed. But the most important thing in the room was a little girl holding the hand of the woman she had chosen long before anyone asked her to. Family. Lily would say years later, isn't something you buy. It's someone who shows up every day,